Season 6, episode 3. So April, it's funny to me that we just recently was recording a season of our podcast and there was snow on the ground. We were talking about, memories in the snow and all this stuff. Now it's spring, time has changed, sun goes down later. It's so funny watching my kids kind of react to that for the first time, for the season or whatever, because they love it. Um, what's your favorite season out of all the seasons, out of the four, what's your favorite season?
Do I have to pick
Well,
just
actually,
one?
no, no. Let me stop you because I know the answer to this. I know
You
the answer
you
already.
don't know. I
I
have
do know the
2.
answer. Listen, right before this podcast, I told her what we were going to talk about, just maybe a little bit, and I told her I knew the answer. She says she's going to surprise me. I highly doubt it, but I will be honest if I am. So, April, please tell all of us your favorite season,
So I have 2. Am I allowed to have 2?
as long as one is more than the other. Okay.
Okay. So my favorite season is actually spring
Okay.
because number 1 is my birthday.
Okay. All right.
Secondly, the flowers start to bloom and I love flowers. I love things that represent growth. And third, the weather is warming up. And so then my
Yeah.
second favorite season will be summer because I
Okay.
don't like being cold. I
Yeah.
cannot function in the cold, period. So, but I feel like summer, just because it's warm, doesn't show the depth of the person that I am.
Okay. All right. I get that. So I was totally thinking, really, I guess I wasn't even thinking a season to answer my own season question. It was going to be more of just warm weather because
Oh,
for
yeah.
those who don't know April, well, no, first off, for those who do know April, you know that she hates being cold. And her threshold of what cold is way, way higher than everyone else's.
It's
So
true. Facts. Facts.
And I will say that you're very aware of that. And when we're
Mhm.
together, when I've seen you with other people, you're pretty aware and you don't let everyone else suffer. You usually are really, asking questions and making sure everyone is not suffering and sweltering in the heat and sweating, being a big sweaty mess or anything. But um that's a mutual thing, I think. Also, with me and, our friends or whatever. So anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, so you're not super greedy when it comes to that. But
Thank you.
yeah, I will say that your answer did surprise me a little bit, but I wasn't wrong, I would say. There's just more to the answer that I had that you came with. So yeah,
See? Yes.
All
And
right.
it's not that okay, I don't like being cold, but it's so much deeper than that. Like, I cannot function when it's cold. My brain works differently
Yeah.
when I'm cold. My bones get cold. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I will say you are one of the unique ones in that. Like, it's not just like I don't like cold. No, like I've seen it. I've seen it for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
think my favorite, really, I like
Mhm.
cold weather. I don't like deep cold weather, but I love fall weather. I love long sleeve, couple layers,
Mhm.
going outside to a football game or chilling on the back deck.
Yeah.
But also I love summer games. I love, summer outside late at night, sun goes down late, that sort of thing, and watching kids do their thing and have fun with them. Like, yeah. So, summer and fall, probably fall over summer. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Are you more like a fire pit kind of vibe fall-ish or
love a good fire pit. Love a good
Mhm.
fire pit. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like hanging around family and friends, but like that's definitely like a dude thing. Like, but also I know
Mhm.
plenty of females that like it too. I mean, I have sister-in-laws that really love it. But
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, you pegged that, you bullseyed that big time.
Yeah. I figured, Mitchell. I figured. I'm not gonna tell you how I figured. I
Ooh,
figured.
you have me. There's a lot of like guessing our answers here, at least on my side. No, because you did that last podcast or last episode. So I
No, we
want to.
just
I'm
having fun.
intrigued. You're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to tell me.
I will tell you. I will tell you. I will say, let me just tell the audience, we're authentic around here. It's
Hey,
not a
hey,
big
we're real
deal. It's
people.
not a
Hashtag
big
real
deal.
talk.
So because you are Mr. GQ, I feel like GQ magazine is gonna have a guy in his GQ outfit in front of a fire. I don't know. I just if y'all don't know Mitchell, since Mitchell's gonna tell about me, let me tell
Oh
you about
Lord.
Mitchell.
Oh my gosh.
He is dressed to the nines. For y'all, I'm telling my age probably, but I'm describing it. But Mitchell's gonna make sure like he is dressed to like the top tier situation. Where me, I come in like whatever. So
So this is a really long intro to this podcast, but
it is.
one of the first times I think you saw it. Yeah, and there are other people that are just way nicer than me. Let me just go. I can name like 5 people off the top of my head right now. Not only in my previous life in Oklahoma, but here locally. But I'll say this though, like, well, two things real quick. And I've said we actually talked about this in a previous podcast. I'm not this vain, people. I promise you. But one of the things I said before, and it's a rule of mine. Like I just try not to wear jeans. I just try not to wear jeans all the time. Like wear blue jeans, cool. Like, pair of blue jeans is awesome and like your favorite pair or whatever. But I just try not to wear jeans. That's all I do. And I don't know. Anyways, there's that.
That in itself is so bougie. Like, who tries not to wear jeans? Jeans is like the most basic thing
It
you can
is.
have in your wardrobe.
And you gotta have it. And you gotta have them. But I don't know. I just try not to wear jeans all the time.
And I'm
Um,
like, when can I wear jeans? Like, I'm like only wearing jeans.
but I think one of the first times that you realized this whole GQ thing, and it's y'all say it. There's a good friend of ours that says it all the time, and it's not even that big of a deal. But one of the times, so we went on a like a marketing shoot for our business, people in the podcast world. And April comes in, I think, with a blazer and a gold shirt. You can go on our website and Facebook and see these pictures. And I come in with a black shirt, gray pants, and shoes. But I brought like 5 pairs of like five shirts. Because I didn't know. Because what I didn't know was what she was going to wear. And I wanted us to kind of like at least not clash. But so
Yes.
I
I
got I
literally was
got
so
hammered.
shocked. I was like, why does he have 18 outfits? We're just going for like a few photos for the website. Like, it's not even that serious. But, that's Mitchell. GQ, Fire Pit
You
Fall,
know,
Mitchell.
so
So,
permanent marker over here has got to figure out like, well, I don't know what she's gonna wear, and I just don't want to clash. I don't want to, so I could bring this or I could do this shirt. See, this will go. I'll just bring all of them. So,
bless it. Bless it. We're just having fun today. I hope y'all are enjoying this episode. But we do have some value that we want to bring to you today, and not just our crazy shenanigans about Mitchell bringing his entire closet when we did a photo shoot. But we're in a lead out loud series. Clearly today we're laughing out loud, but we want you to be able to lead out loud with the media that you put out there in the world. And if you missed any episode this month, go back and watch, go back and listen. We talked about leading with vision. We talked about being a thought leader in your industry and the fact that you can set yourself up as that thought leader by the content that you put out. And today we're going to continue this conversation all about how we can use media to expand our influence. We want you to remember that you have a message, you have a mission, you have a brand, you have all these things, but you can multiply the impact that all of those things have with the media that you put out. So I'm going to say a phrase, Mitchell, and I want to get your thoughts on this phrase.
all right.
This is what I feel like we both share the same belief, but I would love to hear your thoughts. I feel that media is really a megaphone for your mission and a bridge to your audience.
Oof. A megaphone of your mission and a bridge to your audience. Yeah. I would agree. I mean, like in a previous episode, I brought up how that it's a vehicle to, your purpose or, whatever word you want to use there. But yeah, that's a great way. That's a great illustration. No doubt. I love that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we have to recognize that the media that we put out, it's for a purpose. It's going to give someone a first impression of you. It's going to set you up as the expert. It's going to let people know, like, wait a minute, like you are the person that I need to go to for this. And just like we talked about in these previous episodes, like media, if you do it right, you're going to multiply your impact and your influence. And that is the ultimate goal. And I want today us to really dig into just some options that people have on different platforms to make this happen, make this possible. How do I take my brand, take my mission, take my message, and really multiply my impact? How do I get this media out here that is this megaphone shining the light, yelling out loud what my mission is, and bridging my audience to their problem to my solution? And so, one of the most common platforms that people use, we'll just talk about a few today. Number one, Instagram. I believe that's great for visuals. It's awesome for personal brand storytelling. It's great for that quick engagement, I believe. I believe that behind the scenes stuff, it works awesome with Instagram, right? And then you have YouTube, right? Now that's more of your long form content. It's good for teaching, how to's. Yes, you have your YouTube shorts. However, a lot of times those shorts are going to lead to something longer for people to really dive into what you have, right? Then there's podcasting, like what we do. And I feel like what's different with podcasting is it's going to build those deeper connections. You guys just listen to this whole 80-minute intro that we did, but it just gave you an insight to our personalities, and we're building those connections with you guys, helping us to have a relationship of trust and just giving you insight into the behind the scenes and our personalities and what we bring to the table. So I think podcasting is great. Of course, there's TikTok and Reels. Now that's fast moving, right? Fast storytelling for trends is great for people to discover who you are and what you are about. And then there's also LinkedIn, which has a lot of professional credibility. That platform, I believe, is designed for longer form written content. But the reason why we're bringing all this up is you got to think about, if I want to really multiply my impact, I want to make sure that I pick a platform that aligns with my strengths and aligns with my message style. Because again, I want my media to be a megaphone to my mission and a bridge to my audience. And so I've got to put my best foot forward in doing that. And that means being honest about what platform is going to align with what I'm trying to do.
That's a great topic to talk about. Because when we talk about when we're talking to our clients, I froze. Hold on. That's a great topic to talk about. That's why I'll stop, or I want to start. Okay. April, that's a great topic because when we talk to our clients and in our conversations, one of the key things that we talk about early on is figuring out where our client needs to live or at least focus on as far as platform goes. Because you talk about Facebook, you talk about Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, there's others too. But like if you're talking about those big ones, all of them have a style. All of them have a lens that you, not a lens, but they all have a particular form of content that kind of is the most popular. And also even age ranges too. So finding out, and having entered this honestly, I think is very key with this because when you're trying to decide where you want to put your main vein for your content, where it's going to live at, you may like a certain platform personally, but where are your clients, where are your customer base at? Are they on Facebook, even though you're more of an Instagram reel person or a YouTube short person or long form on podcasting or whatever? Where is the client base that you're looking for, that you is your bread and butter? And what's going to make the most impact? What's going to be most ROI on the work that you're putting in? But being honest, but taking the time to answer that question is key, is very important. That's going to help dictate what kind of content you make, what content that, in a previous episode we talked about maybe your quick, or your go-to, your personal, you're really good at creating content short form, not so much long form. Well, where's your client base? What are they most interested in? So anyways, answering those questions, asking those questions, answering them honestly, I think will help really set you up for success when it comes to boots on the ground.
Yeah. And also, if you answer those questions honestly, now I feel like you can show up more confidently
Yeah.
because now you're leaning to your strengths. Also, your people are there. And now you're like, okay, I'm in the right spot. Now I have a foundation to build on when it comes to being consistent and being confident. Because at the end of the day, when I think about confidence in media, it honestly, it doesn't start with being perfect. It starts with being present.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm confident, then I'm going to show up. So, how do you build that confidence? Well, number one, prepare. Preparation is one of the biggest confidence builders there is. Like, people ask me, how do I build confidence for this thing? Well, you got to prepare for it.
Yep.
If you hang out with me, you know that one of my favorite basketball players of all time is the late Kobe Bryant. Just kudos to him. So much respect for what he did for the game of basketball. And if you don't agree, please don't send us messages about it. It's fine. It's just my opinion.
I think that's a pretty safe statement. Yeah, for sure.
But his prep work, he talks about how the reason why he can make that shot so confidently in the game is because he made it 1,000 times in practice. And so the preparation piece is so important for building confidence, even when it comes to media. If you are someone and you are not that confident yet with media, but you need to get out there, you want to use media to lead out loud and to multiply your impact, and you want to build confidence, well, what are you doing to prepare? Prepare what you're going to say, prepare when you're going to show up, prepare where you're going to show up. All the things that you can prepare ahead of time is only going to help you build that confidence, right? Then I would say after you prepare, then you got to practice. You can't wait until you feel ready. And Mitch, I know you're like, I know, right? We can't wait till we feel ready to start showing up. You just got to start showing up, getting those reps in, even if if it's terrible. I look back at just when I first started doing video. Oh my goodness. Y'all go back and look. It's a whole situation. It's a whole situation. But I'm leaving it up there because it's part of my journey, right? I had to get those reps in to get to where I am now. And you got to do the same thing. You got to practice, 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 practice speaking on camera, practice talking in your mic if you're going to do podcasts, practice writing if you're going to blog. It doesn't matter the form of media, you're going to have to get reps in regardless. There's nothing that can take the place of getting reps in. You can't, there's no other way. There's no way around it. You got to practice. Then I'll say this, what systems are you going to create? Right. And so you don't want showing up on media to be overwhelming. So you need to schedule. Maybe you're going to batch create content. When we say batching, that means creating a bunch at one time, right? How can you get ahead of the game so you can stay consistent? And so those are three things that you need to do immediately: prepare, practice, and create those systems.
So when you're talking about those three things, I get really excited about the preparing and I get really excited about the practicing, but the latter, I do not get excited over that. Like I like structure. I like systems. I like it when I like it and I don't like it when I don't like it. But, talking about the preparing, so I'm shooting a wedding this weekend and I prepared all week long. I have thought about it. I have visualized. I have 1,000 bags. I'm trying to figure out what system I like better. And like, I have all these lights and batteries and cards. I'm just figuring out, trying to prepare for the worst. And it's probably not even going to go off that at bad at all, but you just try to prepare. So I really get excited about that. Practicing, I love practicing. When we are going to talk to a client, when we're preparing to talk in a meeting, when I prepare a conversation or speaking in front of people, whatever it is, We have a bypass or a loop around our town. That's my practice field right there. Like I just make laps around, and because this is the thing, practice is really important, especially when you're recording and building, making content, when you're talking or when you're conveying a message, because this is the thing. What you don't want is you don't want words that come out of your mouth for the first time when you're making content. You want to be authentic, you want to be real, because and maybe you have it in you, maybe you're very passionate about whatever you're talking about, but you never set it a way that you're going to say it when making the content. And you don't want to look like a rookie. You want to be a prepared person and a practiced up person, so that when you say it, it sounds right. It sounds like a person that knows what they're talking about, because the way you say it and how you enunciate and you use inflection and body language and all this stuff, like you don't want it to be the first time you ever say it in that form for the first time when you're making the content, or you're going to have 1,000 takes. And not that 1,000 takes is bad, but is it efficient? No. And you could have made all that better by first preparing and then practicing.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure, for sure. Even not just online, I'm thinking even putting media out there in person in real time, right? So I have the privilege sometimes of keynote speaking at different places. I promise you, when I'm on that stage, is not the first time that I have delivered that message, right? And so it's just part of it. Why? Not so we can be seen in this great light. It's because we truly want to make an impact. And the clearer we can be, the better we can communicate, the more effective we are. Like that, the whole point is to reach people. The whole point is to lead people to our solution. So I want to do whatever it takes to multiply how I can do that. And so that's what it's about. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, man, I want to make this impact in media, where do I start? Number one, I think it starts with mindset, knowing that your voice, your message, your product, anything that you're putting out there, it's important and it's valuable. And then secondly, the mindset of, man, my presence using media is an opportunity to lead beyond my normal circles that I hang out with, because there could be someone across the world that could see what you have, that if it wasn't for media, there may be no way that you would have gotten connected to that person. And so I want you to think about that. We multiply our impact when we put things out there in media, because we can reach way more people than we can with just, face-to-face boots on the ground kind of thing. So
Yeah.
any final thoughts, Mitchell?
No, I mean, I think that's a great point. Listeners, don't uh, take your time to do those 3 steps. Even so, prepare, practice, and the system part. Set down and figure out systems. We've been seeing a lot about Elon Musk. One of the things that made Elon Musk so successful is that he streamlined, he cut things that didn't need to be done, and he focused on the things that's going to give him the most ROI. And I think, and also engineers do that, right? Like when, and I guess engineer is like his by trade or whatever, but when you sit down and you figure out, systems that's easy replicatable, things that you kind of push play, and it makes the whole process so much easier. It makes your effectiveness so much easier. So I didn't want to skip that earlier, but those 3 are so important. But that's probably my favorite point out of this whole episode today.
Yeah, I love it. And if you need help with this, please send us a message. Let's connect. We can help you prepare. What does that look like for you in your business, in your industry? Practice. We can help you actually with that. Maybe some guidelines on what practicing even looks like for you, depending on what type of media that you're putting out there. And then definitely, definitely, we can help you create systems to make it more efficient and effective as you build your digital footprint. So, if you don't already know, we're here to help you elevate your brand using media. At the end of the day, that's why we're here. And we are hoping that through this podcast, we are leading you to that solution that we know can change the entire trajectory of your business. And so definitely subscribe to the podcast, connect with us on Instagram so that we can truly, truly help you think beyond where you're thinking right now. Because together we
We dream
dream
media.
media.